One ring to rule them all.
Hello, we're the group behind the Vacancy on One Hill promotion.
Before producing a teaser trailer for an up-and-coming film, we looked at all the forms and conventions associated with a teaser trailer by analysing multiple teaser trailers.
We looked at trailers such as the Amityville Horror and non-horror teaser trailers such as Star Trek and Spider-Man, looking at the basic forms and conventions.
By doing this, we realised the very loose forms and conventions associated with film teaser trailers.
Next,
For example, the Lord of the Rings trilogy teaser trailer used voiceovers which accompany clips from the films themselves, whereas the teaser trailer for Spider-Man showed a scene of Spider-Man foiling a bank robbery which never actually appeared in the film.
However, we did take note and use a convention that nearly all teaser trailers use, which is the use of titles to convey important information. Titles can develop the trailer and evoke more excitement.
For example, I analysed the Star Trek teaser trailer and we all took note that the title used movement and animation to reflect the film. The use of a lens flare to accompany the slick text reflects the futuristic and technical setting of the teaser trailer.
For our titles on the teaser trailer, we wanted to create a text animation that was eerie and ominous, typical of that in a horror genre. This is why we chose the Gothic distorted serif font, which is a style that we've used for more than a century to connote menace.
We also included appropriate slow movement and faded the text on in the style which caused it to look like the titles were bleeding onto the screen. A similar effect was used on the text in the Amityville Horror trailer. This ultimately continued the tense tone we wanted to create, which would help us promote the film.
Additionally, similar to other teaser trailers, our titles also shared information with the audience about the context of the film. The film will be set in a haunted house. It will focus on the father and the son starring in the trailer, and the haunted house will torment them both.
Another convention that we use that's common with most teaser trailers is featuring production titles at the beginning of the trailer.
By featuring production titles, production companies can promote their brand, whilst also allowing viewers to associate the trailer they are watching with other entertaining films the production company have brought them.
We tried to replicate and develop other production titles with ours because they would be the first introduction our audience would be having to the film we were promoting. We used simple animations to try and create simple but hopefully effective production titles. On top of using conventions seen in teaser trailers, we also studied forms and conventions films use, more explicitly, horror films.
After watching clips from different horror films and films in general, we saw that the one key filming technique used in order to direct the audience's attention was shallow focus.
As you can see from the Grudge screenshot, shallow focus is a very effective technique. The main character is kept in focus, drawing the audience's attention to her, whilst the evil presence is kept out of focus in the background, meaning that it's a presence that isn't felt as much as the presence of the main character.
Films commonly use shallow focus to get viewers to focus on the emotions conveyed by the person in focus. We attempted to copy this effect with our shallow focus, where we drew attention to the father's reaction to the music playing in the house.
Another key filming technique that we used was the consideration of framing and camera angles. This is something that's not solely considered by horror films, but considered by films in general. However, horror films do use camera angles and framing for a unique, intended effect.
For example, Hitchcock expertly used camera angles to present the characters in various situations. When Milton Arbogast goes up the Bates stairs, Hitchcock uses a high-angle shot to portray the character's dangerous situation and his vulnerability.
We used a similar technique when we wanted to reflect our character's sense of danger when the lights started to flash by shooting them from above. Any dominance they had is lost and they become vulnerable characters because of the situations they have found themselves in.
Additionally, lighting can be used effectively to create atmospheric scenes. During our research of horror films, we noticed that low-key lighting is used frequently. Low-key lighting is when there is only one source of light drawing attention to one character and keeping the rest of the scene dark. It is used a lot in night scenes and in horror films, so it fits perfectly in our trailer.
This style of lighting can create tension if used effectively. It also helps when filming a night scene because the viewers are able to see the character in an environment which appears to be darkened by night.
Most of our trailer uses low-key lighting during the torch scenes, which means that the viewers mostly see the face of the father rather than his eerie setting. This adds tension because the viewer does not know what is going on around the father.
After looking at several different horror films, we noticed that one key characteristic of most horror films is to have a demonic creature. This creature could be a human who is possessed or a whole new creature.
We chose to incorporate this in our film and teaser trailer in the form of a possessed child, which is similar to The Omen and The Ring. Also, we noticed that in a lot of horror films the demon had childlike features, which seemed to add a new disturbing dimension because children are a symbol of innocence.
To achieve this effect in our trailer, we looked at the two demons in The Omen and The Ring. We saw they both made the faces desaturated, usually changing the eyes on the face to make the characters look more sinister. This effect seems to make the face look lifeless, helping to add a feel of death.
We recreated this with our own demon face by making the son's face grey. We then added a grunge texture and some veins along with black eyes and a black mouth. Overall, we distorted the face to make it look lifeless and scarier in order to appeal to our target audience.
Adding the demon face helps to give the film a new plot element and also conforms to typical characteristic of horror films. It also helps to add an instant fright when the demon face is shown on screen.